What if the world's most peaceful nation hides some of the most mind-blowing contradictions on Earth? Real life in Switzerland, the land of watches, wealth, and whispering mountains, may not be as predictable as it seems. In a country celebrated for neutrality, it secretly thrives on bold innovation, radical independence, and social experiments that defy convention. This documentary goes beyond picture-perfect. Postcards to uncover the astonishing truths and hidden complexities behind daily life in Switzerland, a place where banks guard, secrets older than empires, cows wear GPS collars, and democracy is practiced more directly than anywhere else on Earth. Is it a nation of calm precision or quiet rebellion? Saints of order or rebels of reason? This documentary presents the facts and lets you decide. Ready to uncover the surprising realities behind Switzerland, the world's most unconventional country? Number 1. The land of peaks and precision. Few countries balance grandeur and geometry like Switzerland. Nestled in the heart of Europe, it borders France, Germany, Italy, Austria, and Liechtenstein. 5 nations, 5 languages, and yet one identity built on quiet strength. Covering around 41,000 square kilometers, it's smaller than the U.S. state of Maryland, yet manages to hold a global reputation that feels far larger than its map would suggest. About 60% of Switzerland is blanketed by the Alps, slicing through the clouds like a blade of ice. Another 30% forms the Swiss plateau, home to most of the nation's 9 million residents. Despite its modest size, Switzerland holds over 1,500 lakes, including the vast and serene Lake Geneva, which stretches more than 70 kilometers along the French border. The country's UNESCO crown jewel, the Jungfrau Aletsch Glacier, is not just a landscape, but a living monument to time itself. What makes Switzerland truly unique is how diversity coexists with harmony. There are 4 official languages: German, French, Italian, and Romansh. And in many towns, road signs switch languages within a single mile. You could say this linguistic puzzle mirrors the nation's spirit, precise yet poetic. Interestingly, locals joke that multilingualism makes arguments longer but decisions stronger. And beyond languages, Swiss culture flows with subtle contrasts. Wooden chalets in alpine villages use solar panels. Ancient traditions coexist with robotic milking farms. In fact, some farmers now track their cows with GPS collars to monitor grazing patterns. It's a union of nature and technology that feels almost philosophical. In a land where every clock ticks perfectly, it's the unpredictable weather and wild beauty that remind you. Switzerland may be engineered for order, but it breathes in rhythm with the earth itself. Number 2. The beauty of Swiss women, elegant, confident, and effortlessly natural. Swiss women embody a beauty shaped by mountains, discipline, and quiet strength. Their charm isn't loud or exaggerated, but subtle, refined, and enduring, much like the country itself. Most Swiss women are known for clear skin, soft features, light eyes, and a calm poise that reflects a life in balance with nature. In cities like Zurich, Geneva, and Lausanne, their style is minimalist yet impeccable. Clean lines, neutral tones, and an understated grace that feels timeless rather than trendy. But Switzerland's beauty isn't uniform. From the Italian-speaking canton of Ticino to the French valleys of Vaud and the German heartland of Bern, women carry regional traits: warm Mediterranean charm, Parisian elegance, or alpine simplicity, creating a diverse and captivating beauty map across the country. Beyond appearance, Swiss women are admired for their independence and intellect. They value education, equality, and quiet confidence over extravagance. Many lead in business, science, and art, proving that beauty and intelligence can coexist with ease. In relationships, they are sincere, loyal, and grounded. They appreciate respect, conversation, and trust more than luxury or show. Whether skiing down glaciers, running global firms, or painting lakeside at dawn, Swiss women radiate a beauty born not from appearance, but from freedom, strength, and self-assurance. Comment number 2. If you'd walk beside a Swiss woman through the Alps, would you be inspired by her calm strength or humbled by the grace of her silence? Number 3. Neutral, but armed to the teeth. Switzerland is famous for peace, but few realize how prepared it is for war. The nation hasn't fought in a foreign conflict since 1815, yet maintains one of the highest per capita militia rates in Europe. Every able-bodied male citizen serves in the army, and after training, they keep their military rifles at home. Imagine walking into a calm Swiss village, knowing nearly every household quietly guards a weapon. An unsettling, yet disciplined paradox. This neutrality isn't passive. It's strategic. Switzerland's policy, adopted after the Congress of Vienna, ensures independence through deterrence, not aggression. Beneath its postcard beauty lies a complex defense network. Over 300,000 bunkers and shelters, some carved directly into alpine mountains. In fact, during the Cold War, the government could protect the entire population underground within days. While most nations measure safety in police numbers, Switzerland measures it in preparedness. There's even a constitutional rule requiring citizens to defend the homeland if ever invaded. Yet, daily life remains tranquil, and gun crime is among the lowest in the world. It's a country that proves peace can coexist with power. In contrast to the chaos of global politics, Switzerland stands as a reminder. True neutrality is not weakness. It's readiness disguised as calm. Number 4. The secret of Swiss punctuality. In Switzerland, time isn't just measured, it's revered. Trains glide into stations with an average delay of less than 1 minute, and missed connections are so rare that locals use them as anecdotes. The nation's obsession with precision is legendary, but it's not about control. It's about respect. Here, punctuality means valuing someone else's life as much as your own. The roots of this discipline run deep. In the 19th century, when rail lines connected mountain valleys, synchronization became a matter of survival. Snowstorms, tunnels, and narrow passes demanded perfect coordination. Soon, the entire country learned to move like clockwork. Literally. Today, the Swiss Federal Railways operates with over 90% on-time performance, one of the highest in the world. This culture of precision extends beyond trains. The country's iconic watchmaking industry, worth over $20 billion annually, symbolizes the nation's mechanical soul. From Rolex to Patek Philippe, these timepieces aren't just luxury. They're philosophy, crafted to last generations. Interestingly, Swiss people don't rush. They plan. Even leisure feels structured, from synchronized bell chimes to punctual coffee breaks. While others chase time, Switzerland seems to dance with it. It's why visitors often say, "In Switzerland, even the silence runs on schedule." Number 5. Money, mountains, and moral codes. When people think of Switzerland, they picture banks, silent, powerful, and mysterious. Yet behind this polished image lies a complex moral balance between discretion and duty. Switzerland's banking tradition dates back to the 18th century, when wealthy Europeans began hiding assets in the neutral Alpine nation. By 1934, the Swiss Banking Act made client secrecy a legal right, one so strong that revealing a customer's identity could mean prison time. Today, the country manages nearly 25% of the world's offshore wealth, yet claims strict compliance with international law. It's a paradox, a nation famed for honesty that thrives on confidentiality. However, this secrecy also protected refugees and dissidents throughout history, proving that privacy can sometimes serve humanity. Interestingly, Switzerland's wealth feels understated. You rarely see extravagance. Even billionaires ride trams and buy groceries beside students. The moral code here values modesty over display. This balance between immense financial power and quiet humility defines the Swiss spirit. And it's not just money hidden in the mountains. Beneath the Alps lie vaults carved into rock, storing gold, art, and archives beyond imagination. While the world debates transparency, Switzerland continues to master the art of invisible trust, a silent economy where discretion remains the ultimate currency. Number 6. The world's slowest democracy. Switzerland calls itself the world's purest democracy, but it also might be the slowest one. Every few months, Swiss citizens head to the polls not for one election, but dozens. They vote on everything, from healthcare and immigration to building permits and taxes. In 2023 alone, there were more than 300 local and national referendums. This direct democracy gives citizens immense power, but it also means that decisions can take years to pass. A single project, like Zurich's new airport terminal, can spend a decade tangled in debates, appeals, and counter-proposals. The reason is simple. The Swiss don't fully trust politicians. They trust systems. Every law can be challenged if just 50,000 citizens sign a petition. While most countries debate in parliament, Switzerland debates in mailboxes. However, this cautious approach ensures remarkable stability. Corruption levels remain among the world's lowest, and voter turnout often surpasses 60%, far higher than the European average. Interestingly, while other nations race to adapt to crises, Switzerland slows down, intentionally. During the COVID-19 pandemic, national restrictions were debated publicly before approval. The result? Fewer protests, higher compliance, and a sense that everyone's voice truly mattered. Comment number 6. If you'd prefer a slower democracy where citizens decide nearly everything, would you want that kind of power? Or would it drive your country into endless debate? Number 7. Secrets. Beneath the Alps, beneath Switzerland's pristine mountains, lies one of the world's most secretive networks. A labyrinth of hidden tunnels, vaults, and bunkers built to survive anything. Since World War II, the Swiss government has constructed over 9,000 military shelters across the country. Every citizen has access to a bunker space, enough to protect 8.6 million people from nuclear attack. Many of these bunkers are carved deep into the Alps, behind steel doors weighing over 40 tons and connected by hundreds of kilometers of underground roads. Officially, they serve as civil defense infrastructure. In reality, many now store gold, art, and confidential documents from around the world. The reason is Switzerland's unique blend of neutrality and paranoia. The Cold War taught the nation that survival meant preparation. While most European countries dismantled their bunkers, Switzerland maintained and modernized them. Today, some are used by private banks and tech companies, housing servers and precious assets in climate-controlled caverns. Interestingly, tourists can even book stays inside converted bunkers, sleeping where generals once planned for global catastrophe. The silence is absolute. The air smells of stone and steel. Its safety turned into tourism. Comment number 7. If you'd explore a nuclear bunker hidden under the Alps, would you feel safe down there? Or trapped in a vault built for the end of the world? Number 8. Chocolate alchemy. How taste, science, and climate unite to make perfection. In Switzerland, chocolate is treated like national craft and daily comfort. Swiss chocolatiers produce around 180,000 tons annually, and consumption averages about 10 kilograms per person each year. The industry's modern turn began in 1879, when Rodolphe Lindt invented conching, and names like Nestlé and Toblerone followed in the early 1900s. The reason is both climate and chemistry. Alpine humidity, cool cellars, and alpine spring water shape conching times, and cocoa crystallization for consistent quality. The craft depends on precise temperatures and particle size. Tempering schedules often hold between 26 degree and 32 degrees to build the right crystal structure, while grinders reduce particles below 30 microns for a silky mouthfeel. Milk chocolate in Switzerland commonly contains up to 20% milk solids, and beans from Ghana, Ivory Coast, and Ecuador are blended for balance. Sensory markers are crucial: a clean snap, an aromatic vanilla top note, and a smooth, lingering cocoa finish. Interestingly, artisan chocolatiers still roast small lots under 50 kilograms, while industrial plants press tons per hour. Taste becomes cultural memory. In contrast to mass-produced candy bars sold in supermarkets, Swiss makers prioritize terroir and technique over speed. Would you choose a handcrafted praline aged months for depth, or a supermarket bar made in minutes? Number 9. The weather of Switzerland. 4 seasons of precision and surprise, balanced yet unpredictable. Switzerland's weather mirrors its geography. Structured, but full of quiet surprises. From sunlit alpine meadows to snow-laden peaks, every season draws a distinct portrait of this meticulously organized land. Spring, from March to May, arrives with melting snow and bursts of color. Temperatures hover between 8 degrees and 15 degrees C, as wildflowers bloom across valleys and lakes, thaw into glassy reflections. The air feels fresh, carrying hints of pine and earth. Nature's reset button. Summer, spanning June to August, transforms Switzerland into a paradise for hikers. Days reach up to 27 degrees in Zurich, but stay cooler in the Alps. Locals swim in Lake Geneva and Lake Lucerne, while mountain towns stay crisp and breezy. However, sudden rains or fog remind travelers that precision in forecasts doesn't mean control over the clouds. Autumn, between September and November, paints the landscape gold and crimson. Vineyards in Lavaux and forests in Graubünden shimmer under mild sunlight. It's a calm, cinematic transition before the chill returns. Winter, from December to February, turns Switzerland into a snow kingdom. Ski resorts like Zermatt and St. Moritz see temperatures plunge below, yet everything runs on time. Trains, lifts, even snow-clearing crews. Comment number 9. If you'd brave the Swiss winter, would you find peace in the silent snow, or warmth in its precision? Number 10. Marriage, money, and modern love. Switzerland's romantic image hides a quiet social shift, one where tradition meets independence in subtle ways. Marriage rates have declined sharply over the past 2 decades, from 6.1 per 1,000 people in 2000 to just 3.9 in 2024. The reason is not disinterest but economics and lifestyle change. The average Swiss wedding costs over 30,000 francs, and young couples increasingly prioritize career, travel, and home ownership before vows. Interestingly, more than 40% of Swiss households are now single-person, one of the highest ratios in Europe, a sign of how deeply independence defines modern Swiss life. Still, family values remain strong. Parental leave policies, daycare support, and flexible work schedules show how the nation balances tradition with progress. In contrast to countries where marriage is sacred, Switzerland treats it as a choice, a partnership of equals rather than a moral duty. Even same-sex marriage, legalized in 2022, reflects this pragmatic inclusivity. Yet love here is restrained, private, and practical. Displays of affection are modest, and financial discussions are common before commitment. Romance, for the Swiss, is not about spectacle. It's about stability. Comment number 10. If you believe love should adapt with time, would you prefer passion that fades fast, or a quiet love built to last a lifetime? Number 11. The silent power of education in Switzerland. Equality isn't preached, It's practiced quietly in classrooms where every child learns the same core truth. Skill matters more than status. The nation spends over 5.5% of its GDP on education, and nearly 70% of teenagers enter vocational apprenticeships instead of traditional universities. The reason is cultural. The Swiss believe dignity comes from mastery, not degrees. A 16-year-old learning to craft precision instruments is valued as much as a law student at Zurich University. This mindset builds equality from the ground up, not through slogans, but through structure. Interestingly, classrooms here blur social lines. Students of all backgrounds share desks, work on projects tied to real companies, and earn while they learn. In contrast to systems where success depends on privilege, Switzerland's dual education model connects directly to industry, keeping youth unemployment below 4%. Among the lowest in the world, teachers act as mentors more than authority figures, emphasizing collaboration, respect, and critical thinking. There's little glamour, yet enormous pride. The result is a society where competence outweighs hierarchy, and equality becomes habit, not aspiration. Comment number 11 if you think education should create opportunity, not competition. Would your country change if every student graduated with both knowledge and a skill to survive? Number 12, festivals of fire and snow in Switzerland. Celebration isn't about spectacle, it's about spirit. Across the seasons, fire and ice meet in a rhythm that feels ancient yet alive, echoing the nation's balance between nature and tradition. Every March, the town of Zurich bursts into flames, symbolically, at least, during Sechseleuten, when a giant snowman effigy called the Berg is burned to mark the end of winter. The faster its head explodes, locals say, the warmer the coming summer will be. It's loud, smoky, and strangely poetic. A medieval ritual preserved in a modern city square. Meanwhile, in December, the Escalade Festival in Geneva transforms streets into a living time capsule. Locals wear 17th-century costumes, recalling the city's victory against invaders, while children smash chocolate cauldrons shouting, "Ainsi périssent les ennemis de la République." Thus perish the enemies of the Republic. Up in the mountains, the International Balloon Festival in Château d'Aix paints the winter sky with over 80 colorful balloons from around the world, while the Locarno Film Festival brings summer nights alive with cinema under the stars. Interestingly, despite their medieval roots, these festivals are remarkably inclusive, uniting locals and visitors in moments of shared joy. Which of these celebrations would you join first? The fire of Zurich or the snow of Château d'Aix? Number 13. The true cost of Swiss perfection. Switzerland is often ranked among the world's best places to live. Yet that perfection comes at a price few anticipate. For many professionals and retirees seeking safety, beauty, and balance, this country offers an unmatched quality of life, but one that demands careful budgeting. Compared to New York, London, and Singapore, living expenses in Switzerland can reach 1.5 to 2 times higher in certain cities. A one-bedroom apartment in Zurich's city center averages $2,600 to $3,000 per month, while outside the center, it drops to around $1,800. Monthly utilities, heating, electricity, water, and waste, cost about $250. Food, however, offers both simplicity and luxury. A plate of rosti or raclette can cost around $20, a takeaway sandwich $10, and a restaurant meal $35 to $50. Weekly groceries for one person average $120 to $150. Transportation remains efficient. A 10-kilometer ride-hailing trip costs $25, while public transport passes hover near $90 per month. Gym memberships average $80. Laundry services $8 per kilogram, and a doctor's visit can exceed $150 without insurance. To live comfortably, not extravagantly, A single person needs about $4,500 per month, while a family of four requires around $8,000. Still, this expense buys something intangible: serenity. The trains run on time, streets gleam, and the air feels pure enough to taste. That's why more digital nomads, professionals, and retirees are choosing Switzerland. Not for what it costs, but for what it gives back. Number 14. Traveler's Guide to the Impossible. Calm visiting Switzerland is like stepping into a living postcard. One so perfect, it almost feels unreal. Yet behind that calm lies a country that rewards precision, respect, and planning. Travelers who understand these unspoken rules often find their journeys smoother and far more meaningful. First, punctuality is sacred. A train scheduled for 10:03 departs at exactly 10:03. Missing it means waiting, and learning that Swiss efficiency isn't a myth. Public transport connects even remote mountain villages, and the Swiss Travel Pass grants unlimited rides across trains, buses, and boats, making it a smart buy for explorers. Cash still matters, especially in small towns or rural bakeries. While cards are accepted widely, locals still prefer paying with Swiss francs, not euros. Tipping isn't mandatory. Service is built into prices, but rounding up a few francs shows appreciation. Silence is respected, particularly on trains or in alpine lodges. Conversations stay low, phones stay on silent, and nature gets the final word. And if you're hiking, always greet fellow hikers with a simple gruezi. It's a small word that opens big smiles. Lastly, prepare for contrasts. Warm sun in Zurich, snow in Zermatt, rain in Geneva, all in one day. Switzerland's calm can feel impossible, but for those who match its rhythm, it becomes unforgettable. You've just discovered 13 fascinating insights about Switzerland, a country where precision meets serenity, and where nature, innovation, and culture intertwine in perfect harmony. From its underground fortresses to its mountain rituals, Switzerland remains a place of quiet strength and timeless wonder. Did any of these truths surprise you? Or have you experienced something unique that deserves to be shared? Let me know your story in the comments below. If this journey intrigued you, like, subscribe, and hit the bell, because our next destination reveals even deeper secrets of the world's most remarkable places.